Well, Coach, an exciting homecoming victory, 55-28 over Chapman. You had to be pretty pleased with the overall outcome. Your offense did pretty well. You scored on all your possessions you had but one in the second half. Moved the ball real well on offense.
Our offense played pretty good, like I said. We were pleased with that. We weren't pleased with the overall outcome of the game. You win the game, and you kind of disappointed about some of the way you play. But a win's a win. A bad win's better than a pretty loss.
Well, Coach, you had two running backs go over 100 yards. You had to be pretty pleased about that.
Well, they had some big plays. The line did a good job blocking, opened some holes, and we got the guys that if you give them some space, they hit a crack. They some good backs, and they got a chance to score.
And Neil Lee goes 3 for 5 for 3 touchdowns and 156 yards of passing. Can't be too disappointed with that part of your throwing game.
No, when we try to throw, we usually not throwing just to mess around. We throwing to score, and they did a good job executing that the other night.
Coach, you ended up with over 500 yards of total offense. You had to really be pleased with your outcome. Even let your JVs in that last quarter. They made a long drive, go down and score.
Yeah, they did. It was good to get those guys on film and get to evaluate them a little bit. Those guys have had a good year on JVs, and being able to get them some Friday night experience is definitely beneficial.
And Coach, you were talking about the other part of that game. I'm sure you were referring to your defense, where you gave up 14 points and 227 yards of offense in the first half. Couldn't be real pleased about that effort.
No, we didn't play well on defense. We weren't focused on that. We didn't play focused on defense. We didn't play the back out. We didn't tackle. We did a lot of things wrong, and if we don't play better on defense, it'll be one and done in the playoffs.
Well, Coach, you did manage to hold them to 28 points while you put up 55. So, like you say, overall it was a pretty good ball game for your squad.
Yeah, you give up 20, like I said, you give up 28 points, and you don't plan on winning a bunch of games here in November.
All right. Well, Coach, we want to thank you for being here. We'll be right back after this to talk about your first round playoff game with Nation Ford on Sports Radio 1410. Welcome back. Coach, got to be excited. Your team has gotten better every week. You've put yourself in a playoff situation. You got your home game. Upstart. Team's only in their 5th year of existence. Nation Ford comes in here Friday night. Their first playoff game ever, but a team that's, like I say, seems to be growing as the season goes on too.
Well, they played some tough football teams and some tough football games. They wrapped up 3rd place before they played their rivalry game last week against Fort Mill. They're big and they're athletic, and they got a lot of kids, and hopefully we can show them how you're supposed to play football in November.
Well, Coach, this is a team that 5 years ago did break off from Fort Mill High School, and in 5 years they've came a long way and made the playoffs, and they've got to be excited about that. Be their first time in the playoffs. They're going to be pumped and ready. Your kids going to have to be focused.
Well, we this is what we do. This is what we go for, and plan on playing every year is big playoff games, and hopefully these guys are come in here a little bit not knowing what to expect, and we can get on them and show them about how it's done.
Well, Coach, they do have a exceptional running back, Mr. Jackson. He's run for over 1,000 yards this year. Does a pretty good job. They let him carry the ball 25, 30 times a ball game if they get a chance to.
He's a good running back. He's about Anthony's size, and he runs behind his pads well. They got a big line, and they get after it pretty good.
And Coach, they have an outstanding receiving crew. J.J. McCullough is committed to Clemson, and they've also got a couple more pretty good receivers.
Yeah, he's a big kid, about 6'5", 230. He's an excellent athlete. He's committed to Clemson. They got DeJuan Ushery on the other side is a fantastic athlete, and then they got another big 6'8" guy playing tight end and wide receiver too. So they got some big kids and got some skill, and we gotta get after.
And Coach, I'm sure at 5-5 and in the playoffs they're going to be excited, and we want to wish you and the Red Devils the best of luck this Friday night, and pull out a big victory, and we'll be back here next week to talk about it on Sports Radio 1410.